Today we are looking at Lesson 9, Roots and Prefixes. Our root this week is phon, which means sound. Let's look at those words. Homophone, a word that is pronounced the same as another word, but is different in meaning or spelling. Sail and sail are homophones. Microphone, a device in which people speak or sing in order to record their voices or to make them sound louder. The microphone stopped working in the middle of the assembly and we couldn't hear the speaker. Phonics, a method of teaching people to read and pronounce words by learning the sounds of letters, letter groups, and syllables. The phonics worksheet included words with short vowel sounds. Saxophone, a musical instrument that has a curved metal tube and is played by blowing into a mouthpiece and pressing keys with your fingers. Former President Bill Clinton entertained Americans by playing his saxophone. Symphony, a long piece of music that is usually in 4 large separate sections and is performed by an orchestra or band. The symphony was written to be performed by a concert band. Let's look at our suffix for this week. Or, ian, ist. Those all mean a person who. Reporter, a person who writes news stories for a newspaper, magazine, etc., or who tells people the news on the radio or television. The reporter interviewed several teachers for a news story about state testing. Predecessor, a person who had a job or position before someone else, something that comes before something else. The new president moves into the White House the same day as his predecessor moves out. Physician, a medical doctor, especially a doctor who is not a surgeon. It's important to visit your physician at least once per year. Pianist, a person who plays the piano. The concert pianist put on an amazing show. Colonist, a person who lives in a colony, a person who helps to create a colony. French colonists settled in the area in the 17th century. Let's look at Activity 1. Part A, Understand Words. Directions, write the vocabulary word for each definition below. 1. A method of teaching people to read and pronounce words by learning the sounds of letters, letter groups, and syllables. 2. A device into which people speak or sing in order to record their voices or to make them sound louder. 3. A word that is pronounced the same as another word, but is different in meaning or spelling. 4. A musical instrument that has a curved metal tube and is played by blowing into a mouthpiece and pressing keys with your fingers. 5. A long piece of music that is usually in 4 large separate sections and is performed by an orchestra or band. 6. A person who writes news stories for a newspaper, magazine, etc., or who tells people on the news on radio or television. 7. A medical doctor, especially a doctor who is not a surgeon. 8. A person who lives in a colony, person who helps create a colony. 9. A person who had a job or position before someone else, something that comes before something else. 10. A person who plays the piano. Part B, rewrite definitions. Reread the definitions and sentence examples for each word. Then, write your own definition for each word that contains no more than 5 words and uses the root or suffix meaning as part of the definition. An example is done for you. Homophone, sounds like another word. Microphone, phonics, saxophone, symphony, reporter, predecessor, physician, pianist, colonist. Let's look at Activity 2. Part A is the crossword puzzle. Our clues for a cross are for 5, 7, 9, and 10. 5, long piece of music. 7, device you speak into. 9, method of learning to read. 10, plays the piano. Our down clues: 1, doctor. 2, person who comes before. 3, musical instrument. 4, settles a new area. 6, a word pronounced the same as another. 8, person who writes stories. Remember to pause at any time to go back and look at your words and definitions or to complete these activities. Part B and C. Which word does not belong? Choose the word that is not related to the vocabulary word given. 11. Homophone. Words, sounds, spelling, foreign. 12. Microphone. Deliver, voice, record, amplify. 13. Phonics. Syllables, paragraph, teaching, sounds. 14. Saxophone. Instrument, buttons, fortune, music. 15. Symphony. Music, teacher, band, compose. Part C. Synonyms or antonyms. Read the words and decide if they are synonyms or antonyms. Remember, synonyms mean they are similar or the same, and antonyms means they are opposite or very different. 16. Reporter, journalist. 17. Predecessor, successor. 18. Physician, doctor. 19. Pianist, musician. 20. Colonist, settler. Let's look at activity 3. Part A is fill in the blanks. Read each sentence and choose the word that best fits the sentence. There's a word box on the right to help you. 1. Before the school year started, Brian had to get a physical from his blank. 2. There, and there are all examples of blank. 3. There were 14 new songs for the blank to learn before the recital. 4. She loves going to listen to the blank with her grandparents. The music is always so lovely. 5. The speaker tapped the blank a few times to see if it was turned on. 6. It was the third day in a row that a blank was standing outside his office waiting to hear what he had to say about the accident. 7. Jamin wanted to be a great jazz player one day, so he decided to learn how to play the blank. 8. I helped my little sister with her blank homework since she still has a hard time with reading. 9. The blank hoisted the British flag on the island, and soon more people came to settle this area. 10. The principal's blank is now an art teacher in France. Part B. True or false. Read each statement. If the bold word is used properly in the sentence, circle the T for true. If the bold word is used incorrectly in the sentence, circle the F for false. 11. Homophones might have different sounds or spellings. 12. Charlie put the microphone out in the garden to attract the birds. 13. Phonics help people read and pronounce words, syllables, and letters. 14. The musician plucked the saxophone strings during a staccato. 15. Tanisha felt complete symphony for Leah. Her life is quite difficult. 16. The reporter spent all day serving warrants and taking criminals to jail. 17. Matthias was sure that he was doing a better job than his predecessor did. 18. The plastic pianist broke almost immediately, so we tossed it into the garbage. 19. The physician hated delivering terrible news to the patients. 20. It was a beautiful day for the colonist to be outside enjoying his town. Let's look at activity 4. Part A are the analogies. Fill in the blanks using vocabulary words to complete the analogies. Remember, try to make a bridge sentence to help complete these problems. 1. Math is to computation as reading is to blank. 2. Lights is to illuminate as blank is to amplify. 3. Integers are to numbers as blank are to words. 4. String is to guitar as brass is to blank. 5. Soccer is to play as blank is to listen. 6. Singer is to sings as blank is to reports. 7. Successor is to after as blank is to before. 8. Car problems is to mechanic as health problems are to blank. 9. Harpist is to harp as blank is to piano. 10. Cave is to caveman as colony is to blank. Let's look at part B, adding suffixes. Change each word to a person who noun by adding or, Ian, or ist. 11. Survey. 12. Veterinary. 13. Collect. 14. Travel. 15. Library. 16. Machine. 17. Dietary. 18. Harvest. 19. Canada. 20. Abolish. 21. Chemistry. 22. Pediatrics. 23. Conform. 24. Loyal. 25. Civil. Okay, boys and girls, go back if you need to, pause at any point, and look at your words to get this packet completed.